Hey everyone, my name is Cory Miller and I am the founder of Team Vibe, and I want to thank you for watching this I'm a New Coach, Now What video training series. So in this video, I want to talk about the importance of working from a list and tracking. So you're a new coach. You're starting to talk to people. You're starting to share what you're doing and what you love and the products that you know work. But one of the first things that you want to do and that we're going to have you do in the Coach Basics training is to make a list. Make a list of at least 100 people that you know. Now, I know what you're thinking. When I was a brand new coach and I was told this exact same thing to make a list of 100 people I know, I thought, what? I don't know 100 people. But when you start thinking about it and you start thinking about everybody that you encounter in your everyday life, not to mention people on social media, it's easy to come up with a list of 100 people. And when I say make a list of 100 people, I don't mean just rely on your Facebook friend list. I want you to physically write down 100 people at least, okay? Now, the reason for that is these people don't have to be ones that you necessarily are going to talk to about Beachbody now or maybe even in the future. But what we want you to do is we want you to start getting comfortable with having conversations, with reaching out, with communicating. So after you make this list of 100 people, what we're going to have you do is highlight the positive ones, people that you want to reconnect with. And it's as simple as sending them a message and just saying, hey, what's new? We haven't talked in a while. Or going to their Facebook page and seeing that they posted a picture of their kids and say, oh, I saw that picture of your kids. How old are they now? They're getting so big. How have you been? And just reconnecting. Doing it without an agenda. With knowing that conversation may or may not get back to talking about fitness and health and Beachbody. And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it doesn't, it's okay. You're not going to force that conversation. It's not all about messaging all the friends on your list and telling them to come to your website now that you're a coach. That's not okay. That feels icky, right? I honestly have gotten several of those messages, and I continue to get them all the time with people that are starting their businesses and so forth. And as much as I really support entrepreneurs, I don't support entrepreneurs that are pushing products on me. So I don't want you to be that person. Be genuine about reconnecting. So that's your list. That's what we call a network, the list of people you know. Now your goal is to consistently and constantly add to that list. Once you start getting comfortable, and as you'll learn in your Coach Basics training, our goal is to start meeting new people. There's several ways to do that. Obviously, out in our community, we can meet them through social media. We can find friends of mutual friends, people that we've met, go back and think about people from high school or from clubs or moms groups or sports that you've been involved in, whatever it may be, and adding people to your network, meeting new people. Because in reality, you can't beat a dead horse. You can't sustain a long-term business with only talking to the same people over and over. We want to get you to a point where people are coming to you, where you're in what's called attraction marketing. But at this time, it's important to know that you are the one that is going to have to reach out to people and add them to your list or to your network. So it's super important to keep that list. And as you meet new people, you're going to be adding them to your list, messaging them, asking them questions about themselves. And again, if the conversation comes back to Beachbody, that's great. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then, as you get comfortable and you have conversations going, and you're talking to people about their lives and what's happening, there may be a point in that conversation where you think that Beachbody coaching may fit their need. If that's the case, that's when you're going to start presenting the opportunity to someone. And it's as simple as saying, have you ever considered doing what I do? You're not asking them, you need to be a coach or anything like that. It's just asking them if they've ever thought about it, right? Now, that's not going to be something immediate. Unless you have friends and family right now that you know would make a good fit as a coach, you probably aren't going to be asking that question right away, and that's okay. What you don't want is something icky. I know I've had a situation, and I tell this story, where when I was working in a gym, I got home one day and I got a call, and the girl said, "Hey Cory, I got your name from so and so at the gym. I'm doing this product," and I don't even need to name the product, "and I think that you should do it too." And I don't know this girl. That was the first thought that went through my head. I've never met her. I don't know her. She could have had the coolest product in the world, but her sense and the way she went about presenting it to me felt pushed to me, and I automatically took a step back, and I really didn't want to hear anything she said. So there's no cold calling. That's not what this business is about. It's not a cold call just to sell something to somebody that doesn't need it. That's not the business we're in. There's a difference between sharing and selling. We're in a sharing business. We're not in a selling business. Selling is when you are trying to push something on to somebody, whether they need it or not. We're in a sharing business. We're in a sharing business of telling people what we know works to fit their goals. That's what it's all about. So making that list, adding to the list, and then tracking who you're talking to. Take it from me. This is not one of my strong suits. I've gotten 20 times better at it over the years. But I always think, I'll remember who I talked to. And then it gets difficult when you have a ton of conversations going on. You need to track. In your Coach Basics training, we're going to be talking about things like 7 daily tasks, things you need to do every day. And then we're also going to be introducing you to something called the Power of 3. And that's going to be kind of your tracking system as you get more comfortable with the business basics. So if you want to get ahead of the game before Coach Basics start, you can always go ahead and start with that list of people you know, and then just start reaching out, talking to people, creating conversations. And then, of course, we're going to start adding to that list. So, moral of the story is make the list, add to it, track what you're doing, and that way you can always go back and follow up with people, especially because remember, this business takes time. Not everybody's going to be ready to immediately jump in, and we have to be the ones to remember that and follow up with them. So track, keep your list, add to the list, and I promise you, you're going to feel a lot more organized in your business. So continue on with the video training series. I look forward to you learning more, and we'll talk soon.